Welcome to Be My Guest Talk with Shay. How you guys doing tonight? Sitting here next to me is Gavin Williams, artist, producer, dad, husband, all that. Did you guys know that I am his biggest, hugest fan? He has the most unique sound. You guys, you gotta get his music. It's off the chain, man. When I tell you he rocks the crowd, he rocks the crowd. So a live show is the best show. Okay, so we're gonna sit here and talk and chit chat a little bit, and you just tell me your journey, where you're from, where you've been, where you're going, your new music you got coming up, your old music, where people, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna give you the floor and let you do your thing.
I was born in Philly, and I moved to Richmond because that's where my father lived. He met my mother. She's from Philly. They moved to Richmond. I finally moved to Richmond, lived there for like 14 years. Then I moved.
That Richmond, Virginia?
Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Then I moved back to Philadelphia. Went to high school, graduated, and went to High Point University. And I've been doing music. I've always had, started out with the infamous Ill Squad when I was in Philly. About 100 members, lead over 100.
Wow.
And then me and my lieutenant went to school at High Point University. And I had heard about a guy named Ski Beats. I thought he was dope. I felt like I could be doper, so I started making beats. I would go into church because I played in church all my life, drums and keyboard, and would just make beats until they gave me a keyboard so I wouldn't come to the church anymore and make beats.
All right.
Yeah. And that thus begins the journey. Then I was Jiggy Gav G's.
Okay.
Then to Gav Beats.
Okay.
And then Gavin Maestro.
Gavin Maestro.
Yeah.
I like Gavin Maestro. That fits.
It's pretty cool.
I
It's
like
pretty cool.
Gav Beats on the producer side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So how many albums do you have right now?
Myself, I would say maybe 11 or 12.
Wow.
Myself. And then I've worked, I don't know how many records I've done.
Wow.
Period.
Wow.
For North Carolina, just people in the industry, I can't count.
Right.
I don't even own the music. I don't have half of the music.
So tell me a little bit, how did you come to North Carolina? How did you end up here?
It was the only college, High Point University was the only college that would take me after high school.
Okay.
And I started, like I said, I was making music, got kicked out, moved to Greensboro, and started working with different people, overnighters. I still was rapping. That's when I was rapping all the time.
Okay.
And making beats. I was working at Express, and I was the first man to work at Express when it was the regular girls store. And 4 seasons, then I was working at Victoria's Secret as a second job and playing at a church. Then I just met a lot of people, and I was always doing shows, started a band Untitled, started rapping, doing shows, did an album with the Overnighters, this group called the Overnighters called 10 Days Later.
Mm-hmm.
Met Mike Blaze, and then I wouldn't come to Raleigh or Durham for nothing. Like I would just send stuff through him, and I would never be seen. I did work at night. I would make beats at night. I just didn't want to be bothered with.
Right.
I just liked being in Greensboro with my people. I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. And if it was money, I'd come, but I wouldn't come until one day I really needed some paper.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you got to come to Raleigh. And I started coming up here. And I was already doing shows here, but I just didn't like doing work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I would work so much at home late night, I would just send music away.
Gotcha.
And
And now, like, the rest is history. Like, you're all over the place. Like, I see you. I follow you. Like I said, I'm your biggest fan. So I follow what you do because, we were supposed to work together a few years ago, but unfortunately life happened. So I am, like I said, so honored to be able to finally sit here and talk to you in regards to your journey because your music has a message.
I hope it does.
And that's what I like. And the beats are sick. You guys, I'm telling you, you need to go and check him out. Gavin Beats, Gav Beats, or Gavin Maestro. Super, super hot, super hot. So, what inspired you?
Um, I I've always liked D'Angelo, Prince.
That's what you remind me of, D'Angelo type of swag, you know?
I get that,
Yeah.
but I like I said, my whole the topic was always to be not to beat, but to be the next Ski Beats or better
Okay.
of North Carolina.
Okay.
And through the travels, like I have platinum album with Keisha Cole's her title track of her second album was
Wonderful.
one of the beats I produced, and international platinum album with a woman by the name of Jasmine Trios. I did that album with Vincent Herbert, and a couple of industry stuff. But everything was I want to be better than
That's right.
Ski Beats
That's
at the
right.
time. You know what I mean?
That's right.
He's a great guy, cool friend,
Right.
and I respect and admire him a lot.
We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back and talk to you some more.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Here we go. We're gonna be just playing songs. And look, check out the Jay-Z reference I used on the joint with the beat. We took a little bit of the Rock Boys. Here we go. Here we go. What up, Keisha? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This right here is all about I was hoping maybe later on you wouldn't mind at me and you just took time and just chill somewhere and lay low with no cell phones to interrupt us. Is that something maybe you would like? I won't talk about music, I'm yours exclusive, with only you in my insight. Cause I need you to know right now that I thank the world of you. Do, do, do. No, baby, no. I am the better me because of you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey! Listen. This song is about you.
Welcome back, guys. So we're gonna continue to talk to Gav. Gav, I wanted to know. So give me a typical day and a day in the life with Gavin Maestro. So tell me what goes on in your life daily, being an artist and a producer. For those that don't know, because I'm nosy. Y'all know I'm nosy. So I'm all in this business.
when I'm in North Carolina, I'm either in the studio or working on. I have a TV show. We do a kind of a web series called The Borough, and I'm usually working on different stuff from home unless I have to come to the studio, cutting edge studio in Cary with Phil and Mike. But if I'm in South Carolina, because that's where I live since I got married, I'm usually
He's married, girls.
I am. I usually work in the daytime. Hey, babe. I usually work in the daytime. I mean, I'm usually work on music in the daytime. Play with the dog.
What kind of dog you got?
A Shih Tzu.
They crazy. I had one.
He follows me everywhere. Yeah, I mean.
What color is he?
Like a white and gray.
Mine was white and tan. He was just bad, ooh, and crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's until the wife get home, and usually people call in for emails or, so we had to do all these transactions over.
Right.
And
the business.
Yeah, and that's usually it. I try to do. She has to get on me sometimes because I do work all day.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, nothing ever came easy for me. And when you are self-employed,
right,
you have to go a tad bit harder than
the norm.
Right.
Right, absolutely. So that would have been my next question. To out there to all the artists that are watching you right now, I just kind of want you to give me a brief overview of the trials and the tribulations that you had to go through to get where you are today, and what are some of the encouraging words that you would tell an up and coming artist.
I started selling beats for $50, and I don't charge high in North Carolina more than I do if it's industry stuff. But I think if you are a producer, an artist, I think the biggest thing to do, whether you give away your music or sell it, I'm not the biggest business guy. Most people who really know me know I do everything a little bit different. But I think if you must invest into yourself.
You heard?
And then you can't never, please. I don't care how hot you think you are. Please, at least get 10 people who really don't know you to kind of enjoy your music before you start making moves to call this a career. Give it a couple years. Work and do this until you can build up either an income or, a nice mass of followers that will support your music.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's probably the biggest thing. Everybody wants somebody to invest in them, and then the investor ends up not having any money in return because you can't make them any money because you don't know anybody.
Gav, you better preach. I don't think they heard you.
Don't do it.
And
I want you to do this. But and also make music that you like. Don't go for the norm. You still must make or have something that is radio friendly, but make what makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, what you start, that's what they're going to expect from you.
That's right.
So, it's one of them things where I wouldn't tell people to just give up their day job if they're not, really ready for the struggle.
That's right.
Or if you're not ready to go the extra mile.
That's right.
To do this, especially for artists. It's different as a producer because you can kind of move around a little bit different. But now in this day and world, you have to be either a top-notch producer, even as a local producer, or someone that just makes something that nobody else makes.
That's right.
Not what everybody else makes on Fruity Loops or, this and that. You have to make something different. You have to be an individual and not the people in order to make this work. So I would stress keeping a 9 to 5 with some kind of job, please.
That's right. So we'll be right back talking with Gavin Williams.
My homie, he was with me. We seen him, and he tried to say this to me. Ain't no way you gon' hit that. Ain't no way you gon' hit that. Ain't no way you gon' hit that. Shoot. Ain't no way you gon' hit that. Ain't no way you gon' hit that. Ain't no way you gon' hit that. Shoot. I try to tell him that my game is all the way. I'm like a Steph Curry when I throw the J. Hey, ain't no way you gon' hit that. Ain't no way you gon' hit that. Ain't no way.
Welcome back. I'm sitting here talking to Gavin Williams, Gavin Maestro, Gav Beats. As you guys know, like I mentioned earlier, I am his biggest fan. And we're just sitting here chopping it up, talking about a day in a life and his journey as an artist and a producer. And you had a very, very good point you wanted to bring up, Gavin.
Yeah. Besides, you should invest in yourself. Don't start looking for an investor. Leave that out of the picture. The other thing is, if you as an artist can't bring, I'm gonna bring the number. I usually say 50, but I'll even go lower just for this conversation.
Okay.
If you can't have a consistent 30 people that will pay to see you, don't stop, but don't give up your day job yet.
That's right.
Please. If you can't get a consistent 30 people, that's 30, don't give up your day job. Please. Just keep pushing, doing both until you build that rapport and that fan base. Please.
That's right.
Please.
That's right.
I've seen a lot of people. Don't do it, please.
Sad to say, but I agree with Gavin because it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a numbers game, just like with anything else in an accounting firm or like me, I'm a full-time nurse, as you guys know. It's a numbers game. If we don't have our patient caseload, we're not getting paid. We don't get the hours.
Right.
So it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, Gavin, because, like I was telling you earlier, I tell the artists that I work with all the time, it is imperative that you invest in yourself.
Correct.
That's with anything, any dream,
Right.
any entrepreneurship, whatever the case may be. Invest in yourself. Believe in yourself and financially invest in yourself, not just financially, but your time as well.
Right.
And I always tell people, it's important to keep God first. It's
Always,
really
always,
important to do
always.
that as well. So
Most definitely.
to be a successful anything, when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's an absolute must.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So go to his page, and I'm going to let him tell you all that. But I want you to make sure you go and cop that My Rib, right?
The red rose in the black room.
That's what it is.
And My Rib is one of the tracks on the album.
Right.
And we will.
Oh, my God. That thing is fire.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I appreciate that.
It's
I
fire.
appreciate that.
It's fire.
I appreciate that. Like that.
So yeah, I got a little, little freebie. So yeah, but y'all going on here, y'all check it out. I promise you will not be disappointed.
I appreciate that.
Okay,
I
so you can give us
appreciate
a little bit of something off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you hear
So
something.
we gonna shed, y'all. Y'all ready to shed?
We gonna shed.
We gonna shed a little bit. We gonna shed. I'm feeling all bad and stuff. Can't stop. I'm feeling like important right now because I am just like so giddy. Can you guys tell?
I'm nobody important.
Yeah,
Please. Don't believe this.
I'm his biggest fan. And oh my God. And a live show, y'all gotta go see this man. I will never forget. We was at the Star Bar. He had the whole Star Bar rocking like this. I'm talking about upstairs, downstairs. I was like, oh, who is that? No, he didn't. Man, it was bananas. It was bananas.
Appreciate
you
that.
bring a good
Appreciate that.
show. So whenever you see Gavin Williams, Gavin Maestro, Gav Beats, you see him anywhere, I promise you, that's the show you need to go
I
to.
appreciate
You
that.
need to see
I
it.
appreciate that.
So I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Be My Guest. For those that are just chiming in right now, tuning in right now, or logging on to your computer, I'm sitting here with the ultimate, excellent, the dopest artist and producer in the Triangle area, Gavin Maestro, Gav Beats. What else? Gavin Williams. So I'm sitting here talking to him, and we're talking. He's just going down, telling us about his little journey, a day in the life with Gavin Maestro. Thank you for being on the show tonight, Gav. I really appreciate it. So we were talking about how your journey
Right.
as being an artist, and he gave some awesome pointers, some wonderful, encouraging words. So, in order for you guys to keep in touch, I'm going to give the mic back to Gavin and let him tell you where he can be reached in any upcoming events or shows that he may have and new projects that are coming up.
You can actually reach me on Facebook at Gavin Maestro Williams and on Instagram at Gavin Maestro also. And the album that's out right now is Red Rose in a Black Room. Like, it's dear to my heart, probably one of the greatest albums I've ever worked on. The album actually took 2 weeks. I was just in the zone. And I'm also working with my artist. She has a new album coming out, Paris Notoria, probably February the 13th or 14th. We'll either release a single or the album by then. Not titled yet, but she's doing some great stuff. And I think we'll be doing Red Rose in the Black Room. The first show will be in Cary, North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think
Where?
maybe we getting it
Not
together,
yet. Okay.
but maybe the second week in January.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Nice. Well, y'all stay tuned.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get all the business because I be in everybody business. So, of course, I'll be running Gav's promo material. You guys keep in touch with me. I'll be running his promo material, and I'll have all the updated information that you need, where to reach him, where to see him in his next visit, because I'll be all in his business.
That's
So,
what's up. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
so you guys know, y'all can find me on Facebook, Shay Williams, which is my personal page, or you can go to my business page, Sure LLC, or you can go to this talk show page, which is Be My Guest, Talk with Shay. You guys can go to those pages and find that on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram at Shay Sure Events, Twitter at Shay Sure Events, and also I have a YouTube channel. Hey. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com. Go to Be My Guest, Talk with Shay. Subscribe, share, and like. Okay? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This has been beautiful.
This has been fun.
Yeah, it has, right?
I
Did you
enjoyed it.
learn something about yourself? Just to hear you say it, isn't that amazing?
It is. It's different.
I know, right?
I
Right?
usually don't do interviews, so I'm. This is different.
Right.
is
And
different.
I am so ecstatic that you decided to do an interview with me.
Anything for you.
Well, thank you. Y'all heard that, right? So lots of people are going to be tuning in, and they're going to learn a little bit about you.
I hope so.
And I wish you the best of luck with your journey,
Thank you.
your family life, your spiritual life, all that good stuff. And I'll be watching, right?
Please.
I will. And promoting.
Thank you.
Hey. All right, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight with me. See you next time. Tune in again. We'll Be My Guest, Talk with Shay. Have a good night.
Decided to eat 'em. See, now why you think I love rap? Probably 'cause it bores me. I don't know what the game like. That is more me. People wanna understand music, now you're Portuguese. Or see a plug dressing like he got some ovaries. Blame it on the fashion, huh? Nobody should worry, huh? They supposed to be